Hello YouTube, this is the Broke Gamer and I welcome you back to the channel. And so for this video, I thought I'd showcase some of my favorite JRPGs for the PlayStation 4. So when it came time to pick and choose a topic to cover for a upload, unfortunately I was a bit lazy. There was a lot going on in my personal life. The little one needed new glasses, foot splints, that sort of thing. So I thought just to lighten the mood and the tension a bit in the house, let me cover one of my most favorite topics, which is the JRPG, and then just showcase some of my favorite for the PlayStation 4 system. I truly hope that you enjoy. Starting off my list of recommendations, we have here Sakura Wars, PlayStation 4 exclusive. This is an action RPG slash dating sim and mech fighter. So this blends the above mentioned genres into one unique tale. It features a lot of dialogue options which drives the progression of the story, but it's a very fun and kind of involved sort of a system, a lot like the Witcher in all the options that you have in playing that video game too. It's a lot of fun. If you're a weeb like me, you'll definitely enjoy this one. If you do want to add the physical game to your collection, I highly advocate for it, for it does feature obviously a reversible cover, as well as a sticker set, which I still have here that's sealed. Okay, for my next entry, Dragon's Crown Pro. So hand-drawn art style by Vanillaware, and one that is highly recognizable and well beloved by many RPG enthusiasts within the gaming community. This is a highly coveted game. If you haven't picked up a game by Vanillaware, I highly recommend this as a starting point. You certainly won't be disappointed. Next up, Ni no Kuni 2, Revenant Kingdom, developed by Level 5. One of my favorite RPG series of all time, the Ni no Kuni games. And what obviously drew me to the title was the Studio Ghibli-esque art style. And I'm not sure if this is a PlayStation exclusive. I think it may have been ported to Steam. It offers that awesome action RPG gameplay, as well as kingdom building mechanics, which is truly unique, but also very fun. Okay, number 7 on the list, I have Atelier Sophie, The Alchemist of the Mysterious Book, my first Atelier game that I've ever played and one of my favorites. So more emphasis is based on the alchemy mechanic, where you actually essentially build your own bombs, your weapons, your even just your healing items and so forth. And obviously, depending on the materials that you use and the quality, the more higher the quality in the ingredients that you utilize, the better effect your items have during battle, or even just during the journeying and the venturing through dungeons and the fields and so forth. So one that I highly recommend that you pick up is this game. Otherwise, I would say settle or start off with the Atelier Ryza games, which I feel a little bit more new player friendly. Okay, next up I have a hidden gem, that is Labyrinth of Refrain, Coven of Dusk. So this offers the first person dungeon crawling RPG mechanics. Obviously you build your own puppets to traverse the dungeons for you. It has that unique NIS Nippon Ichi Software graphical art style. And obviously, while I would say very difficult to complete without a guide, it is nonetheless a sleeper hit, which I highly advocate for adding to the collection. Next up, Octopath Traveler 2, one of my favorite games of all time and my game of the year for 2025. So obviously this offered me one of the best gaming experiences during one of my low points. I even told my fiance, how can it be that such pixelated characters can be so well written in a video game. It's a very fun game to play, one that I highly advocate for. if you want to pick it up physically, it's also released for Switch, PlayStation 5. I have the PlayStation 4 version here. I know that the very first one only received a physical Nintendo Switch release, which is a little bit of a shame. Next up, Dragon Star Varnia. So I completed this last month. A lot of fun with this. This is an Idea Factory compile heart game, which obviously has their own kind of unique art style when it comes to their heroines. And even just the gameplay and the story, it offers a very, very mature story, which is very intriguing from start to finish. Also, it represented that kind of level-based, turn-based RPG mechanics, and also the use of dragons and the imagery within the game. So if you know me, I like dragons and knights and so forth. So I really had a blast playing this game. It can be a little bit difficult in some parts with its difficulty spikes, particularly with bosses, but it's a very fun experience overall. Next up, a tactical role-playing game, and that is Disgaea 5, Alliance of Vengeance. Also really love the graphical art style from this game. The comical side of the story, as well as its seriousness. So obviously it offers a flurry and variety of characters, unique shenanigans and so forth. Had a lot of fun playing this game. It is a little bit grindy, but that's to be expected with every Disgaea game. Had a lot of fun. I think this has been ported to other consoles as well. It's one of my favorite Disgaea games of all time, and one that I highly recommend you add to the collection. Okay, number 2 in the countdown, and I'll include 2 games, Neo 1 and 2, which are some of my favorite games of all time by one of my favorite developers, that being Team Ninja. So obviously these aren't the traditional JRPGs as many would claim. Instead, they replicate a lot of the Souls-like from the Dark Souls games, and even that from Software, the developer. But it's also one of my most favorite games with its action RPG mechanics, a lot of the Japanese lore, and even just the retelling of the Japanese history, alongside its use of yokai in its imagery in the Japanese myths and so forth. A very fun gaming experience nonetheless. I highly advocate for you to add these to the collection. If you do have a PlayStation 5, I do recommend you pick up the PlayStation 5 version of the games, as they do have the DLCs already on the disc for both games. Okay, and for my most recommended game, which is one of my most favorites, The Legend of Heroes, Trails of Cold Steel. So I have with me the Decisive Edition, and obviously if you know the Legend of Heroes franchise, it is a lore-heavy and a deep story of long line of games within the series. So obviously I have with me the Cold Steel saga, which is one of my most favorites within the overarching story. So I have with me the second game, which is a direct sequel, and it follows the protagonist Rien Schwarzer. You follow his journey from student into teacher, and eventually becoming the savior for the country that he's based in. Now these are very rich, story rich and lore heavy, so these won't be for everyone, but nonetheless they offer unique and fun storytelling gameplay, which is what JRPGs should all try and emulate, in my opinion. I like games that have a deep and rich story, and one that I think that you should definitely add to the collection, whether it's physically like I have here on PlayStation 4, or if you want to pick them up on Steam. These have been ported to Steam and other systems. So I really hope you enjoyed the video. Obviously those aren't the only JRPG games that I have for the system. If anything, I have a huge library which is continuing to grow month on month. There's a lot of games for the system, similar to the PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2. There's a lot of other great games like Valkyria Chronicles, Trials of Mana, as well as Sakuna of Rise and Ruin, which is a farming RPG simulator, but also a very fun game. Now, be sure to let me know your favorites in the comments. The library for the PlayStation 4 is very vast, and I'm pretty sure there's a lot of games that I've missed that I don't know about that you've played and that you have enjoyed. I wish you all the best, may you enjoy your games, and we'll talk soon.